In 2015, the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education introduced continuous assessment learning activities, Cala, to try and boost schools' curriculum in line with global developments. As such, curriculum review consultations will be held nationwide for stakeholders to assess the effectiveness of this model. Mesingwebu gives us more in the following report.
It's time to review the school's curriculum. Concerns are Cala is burdening pupils and adjustments must be made. Students seem to agree that the curriculum is quite cumbersome, given the fact that it contributes 30% to the final mark for examination classes.
Lack
of resources seems to be another major barrier.
While they
welcome the competence-based curriculum, teachers' unions have reservations.
It lacked teacher preparation. That meant that all teachers were coming in now as assessors. And because they were assessors, they should have been raised in terms of their capacities to the level of ZMSEC, because they were complementing the summative tests that ZMSEC was giving. And that put together was bring out the mark for the learner.
Okay.
And that alone was lacking in the teachers. Up to date, I don't believe that the assessment we're doing was genuinely assessing the outcomes, which were these skills we wanted, because we are not asking for reputation or knowledge for the sake of knowledge to be repeated in the examination.
So you're saying curriculum, review of curriculum, good. It's now a question of the gaps that need to be found between the curriculum and, I suppose, the understanding of your teachers or the rollout of it. Is this in essence what you're saying?
Yes, the rollout, the framework.
The framework. All right, Charles, what does your union think about this?
Yes, we welcome the competence-based curriculum. This is what is needed exactly. However, we have our own reservations, like my brother has just alluded to.
However, the ministry's stance is firm. Cala is imperative in nurturing competency in students.
The pupil is the one who is supposed to do it on their own, because they're actually writing an examination by doing that. Remember, the Cala constitutes at least 30% of the final examination mark. So if you're going to assess any child to do their Calas, you're cutting their legs underneath them. Their competencies won't be fully realized if that is the case. And if there are anyone or any parents who are paying for continuous assessment learning activities, they're only doing their child a disservice, because they're going to say their child is competent in this area, and yet they do not really have that skill. That skill will be lying with the person who would have done the Cala for them. Then
very quickly, incentives and extra lessons, your position.
Yes, the issue of the incentives and the extra lessons. The extra lessons, by their very nature, as I have said time and again, is that extra lessons are not legal by their very nature. When a teacher realizes that there is a learning area or a tutorial which was not fully grasped by the pupils in geography, in history, in mathematics, in English.
The review consultations are set for next week. It remains to be seen if the gaps being felt in line with streamlining Cala to be more manageable to students will be filled. For ZTN Prime, I'm Mesingwebu in Harare.